Welcome to the Marketon, Insider Secrets to Marketing Your Business on the Internet.
All right, so whatever, there we go.
Okay.
Oh wait, Richie M. Nolan wants to call in.
He wants to come in as well. Richie's a great guy. Know Richie. He probably have a ton of value to add here.
All right, guys. So here's what I'm going to do is I am going to change the title before I log out, and then I'm going to log out. So you've got another seat for folks to come in. I'm going to go pick up my kids from school, and I'll be back in a little while.
Thank you, Felicia.
All right. So I'm just going to change the topic really quick, and then I'm out.
Felicia, you're a star.
All right. I'm trying to let Tom come in, but for some reason he is just hanging.
Sometimes people hang. Tom, you might be hanging. Make sure you don't have your camera open in another window. Sometimes that will hold people up. Like if you were testing, sometimes I use Skype to test to make sure, is my head not all the way cut off? That kind of thing. So, but then I forget to turn off my Skype camera. So turn that off or anything else that uses your camera on your computer. That'll make a difference. Sometimes they say if you use Chrome, it works better. I'm on Firefox. It works all the time. No problem. So those couple of things might help you. And we'll just see. In the meantime, Jeremiah, tell us about your cousin for people who've dialed in a little bit or, joined us a little bit later.
For everyone that's new here, welcome. Thank you for joining. Mitchell was great. He just helped us out a ton, and we actually increased the donation by over $500 just in the few minutes that he was here. He added $500 to the fund, but the fund is to help my cousin who has been suffering with brain tumors since he was 10 years old. And now he is 22 years old, and unfortunately, he is in a very dire spot where it's, I believe, the 5th time that he's suffering. And he is home in hospice with his family, and his family really needs our help financially. So we all figured with Tony's help and Felicia's help and many other people, we have over 25 people that have offered to come in and speak, and more are coming on board. But the idea is to offer our marketing and business advice to each other, ask your questions, get them answered. And then if you can, please donate to my cousin Dylan Peter's fund. And if you do, that's awesome. But overall, it's just a good opportunity for us to get together and share our expertise, help each other out, and raise a little bit of money for Dylan and his family. And I really, really appreciate it. I mean, I could see over here tons of people on here asking questions across the top of the screen. Tons and tons of people are coming on. I'm getting texts on my phone from people that want to join in, and this is awesome. So let's see here. I'm going to try to get Richie.
Hey.
I think we got Richie.
Hey, can you see me? Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey. How's it going? Welcome.
Richie.
Good evening from Cardiff. How are you doing?
Very good.
Great. You and Tony aren't too far away from each other.
We have this conversation the other two won't understand, but it looks like you're going to the rugby championship.
Exactly. I know. Yeah, I know. I did watch the rugby, and I was very sad that Ireland got spanked by England yesterday or Saturday or whenever it was. So
well, we have a couple of my English friends on, so I won't be abusive.
But
I was already abusive at the television yesterday.
Here's a saving grace for you. They've got Wales next, and Wales generally lose against Ireland. Next, yeah. So there you go. Thanks very much for having me on. By the way, I'm really excited to be here. Yeah, man. It's good. Me and Jeremiah have been speaking for a few months now, and sort of exchanged different sort of sales strategies and that kind of thing. So really pleased to be here to sort of support your brother. So I'm going to shoot you over $100 straight away, just as a thank you for the privilege, my man. And hopefully we'll sort of
Thanks, Richie.
God, that was so loud in my ear. raise a bit more money. So thank you very much for having me on. Really interesting what Mitchell was saying, because I kind of look at sort of publishing information online from a different way.
Hey, we got Tom.
Everything's frozen. Oh, okay. I think we're back. We're back. Sorry.
Yeah,
so am I okay just to sort of introduce myself and tell people what I do? Or
absolutely.
You just watched $100 a minute.
Absolutely. So what I do, I'm a coach and mentor, and I teach people basically how to make money online through selling information online to the people that want it, in all sorts of different niches, whether it's golf, whether it's make money online, whether it's forex, whether it's how to get your offline business and sell it online. Been doing it since 2013. Prior to that, I was a broke, struggling actor for many years, and sort of did it. I did basically the whole concept of selling information online is something that I was unfamiliar with, being from the UK.
Sure,
it's very much a USA kind of driven thing where people are purchasing ebooks, people are purchasing basically access to a website with information on it that will add value into their lives, obviously in an ethical way.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're doing is basically it's either courses or it's teaching. But it's really interesting what Mitchell was saying is that with his books and stuff, it's a front end offer. That's the front end offer. And when, Tony, you asked him the question, how much do you sell those books for? I was really intrigued by that because of doing what I do. And I know, obviously, the success stories that I've created and the industry have created. If I wrote a figure down on this piece of paper, just by selling information that could enable you to have a business where you're working remotely from home, you only have to work 4 hours a day, and rest assured that the information you're selling is adding value into your customers' lives and enhancing their journey, then that's worth a lot of money. So I was expecting him to say $10,000 or $25,000 or something like that. So when he said $9.99, I thought, whoa, kind of scratching my head. And then, of course, that's his front end offer. And then it completely made sense. What I teach is the front end, the mid ticket and the high ticket as well, which can be anywhere from $500 all the way up to $100,000. So wow. It was just a very, very, very interesting conversation. And Mitchell, if you're still there, I've sent you a message on Facebook. I'll be really interested to have a chat with you. So that's kind of a brief intro. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and thanks, Richie. For donating as well. That's great. And if you want to, feel free to drop your URL into the message bar as well to let folks know more about what you do. And then over, I think here on the bottom left, we have Tom as well. Tom's coming in all the way from the Philippines.
Hey, Tom.
I've known Tom for a long time now. And thanks for coming on, Tom.
It's my pleasure.
Awesome. How are you doing today or tonight? What is it, 3 a.m. for you?
It's actually 4:24 a.m.
Ooh, sorry.
So I'm happy to have been invited here. I read a book last week about marketing, and I'm pretty sure I can do it.
Please, Tom. If you guys don't know Tom is like the originator of internet marketing in my book. So don't believe a word he says to you here. So Tom has been there and done it, but I'll let him tell you a little bit more about his background as well.
It's ironic that after that whole story, I told you, Jeremiah, I was going to talk about authenticity.
Right.
So, I want to say first, I would love some questions because I'm just no good at these free-form speeches. I have nothing to sell. I'm here strictly because Jeremiah is aces, and if there's any value I can add to help the mission get to where it's going, cool.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you.
Something that I learned over the last 18 months is you can be, a big shot, internet marketer on the hill, and when you have actual problems in your life, that makes you really, really lonely. So I decided to just not do that anymore and start telling my life story as it happened online. And it lost me a lot of friends. Yeah. But it gave me some really good ones. And,
absolutely.
There was
Tom, you have an awesome story from what you and I've talked about before. In like when you got started, Tom crushed it with information products. He you know, everything's kind of like in a perfect flow here. But Tom, why don't you? I don't know if you know any of the other folks that are here on camera, but why don't you share your story of how you got started? Because I love that story of how you cranked out a product and just sold like crazy.
I'm pretty sure you're a girl story.
The what again?
I'm pretty sure you're a girl story.
No, the story with the book that you were selling years and years back when you went on with Yannick and all that stuff.
Yep, I'll give you the quick version. So I got lucky back in 1997. I quit my business selling toys and decided that I was going to start an internet company. The first step was buying a computer. And I went on eBay, and I noticed that it looked a lot like a flea market, which was what I was used to. So back then, you could sort all of eBay into a single search.
Okay.
And I looked at auctions that were ending that day. I took out the auctions with Grandma's ring and the player piano, and left all things I knew I could find in China.
Okay.
And there were a bunch of products. One of the products had 11 different sellers successfully selling it. I didn't know the first thing about sales letters, but I wrote an auction, aka sales letter, that said more of what number 1 said and less of what number 11 said. $600,000 in 4 months.
Wow.
So the next step on the story was there was this brand new company back in, I think, 98, and their name was ClickBank. So I was running my eBay buyers through whatever offer looked good. No targeting. It was early. Okay. And one day I got a letter from Jennifer, who was the receptionist at ClickBank.
Okay.
She said, "You know, Tom, you're a spammer. We have to take all your money and close your account."
Oh no.
So I called.
Oh God.
And I said, "Well, Jennifer, these are buyers. They don't get any further away from spam than buyers."
Right.
"Who made this accusation?" "I can't tell you, Tom, because you're a spammer." Like, "What was the accusation?" "I can't tell you, Tom, because you're a spammer." "From which country was the accusation made?" "I can't tell you that, Tom, because you're a spammer." Finally, I said, "Jennifer, I'm pretty sure you're a girl. If I called you a boy 10 times, would you become a boy?" "Okay, Tom, you can have your money." So here's what happened. One of the vendors wrote a letter to complain that he only sold 30 books on average every day, but he had sold 130 so far today, and he's being spammed. Today I count as the culprit. Yeah, that was his evidence. He was selling too many books. They turned back on my account, and he writes a second letter, right? Now, Jennifer told me, said, "Don't run any more email to this guy." This was before tracking links or redirects.
Sure.
So those links were in the inbox, nothing I could do. He writes a second letter because now my account's back on and I'm getting my commissions from ClickBank. That's how ClickBank.
Okay.
He writes a second letter and says, "Not only is today I can a spammer, but he's getting commissions, so he must be a hacker too."
Oh my gosh. You're a bad guy, Tom.
This idiot selling a grant guide.
And this is 90 in the late 90s?
98.
Wow.
So I bought myself a reprint rights grant guide, rewrote it in 36 hours, and made $60 million in 4 years.
Wait. Say that number again.
60 million.
Whoa. You hear this, Tom? Or Tony?
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm not sure if like you're breaking up a little, but this is what
60 million in 2 years.
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
forgive me.
working, so.
4 years. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm pretty sure we invented the modern landing page while we were at it.
Wow. Yeah. See,
Wow.
I mean, that's why I wanted Tom. I mean, Tom has so many great stories from being there in the beginning and just taking it, by the horns and making stuff happen that it's downright amazing. I mean, the times were so much different then, right? Like we didn't have access to all the information, had to invent ways to do tracking, had to create your own scripts. Like you said, you were getting shut down because you were selling so well that they couldn't fathom that you were a real person selling something. And then they finally let you back at what you're doing. And if I understand correctly, you took bought a reprint document, rewrote it within a very short period of time, sold it on ClickBank, and that generated $60 million in 3 years?
60 million in 4 years.
4 years.
4 years. Yeah, it wasn't all on ClickBank. I mean,
Okay.
we got merchant accounts and everything. But something that's neat to talk about is the way that we did it. Because Matthew Lesko, people might remember him.
Yeah,
The guy with
the question mark. Yeah, the question mark guy.
Yeah,
All over the infomercials back in the 90s.
Yeah. Once we got past 5 million, Matthew figured out that the internet was worth advertising on, so we had to compete. And the way we did it was we started asking people for their first name on the gateway page, later to become known as the landing page.
Yep.
And we used their first name in the sales letter. It's the dumbest little thing that still to this day nobody does. Right?
Wow. So you were doing personalization on the sales letter? Wow.
Yeah. And this one will surprise some people because after that, we doubled conversions with the first name.
Because they trust you. That's why the trust is there.
We decided to ask why people wanted a grant on the landing page and then use that information to customize the sales letter. This wasn't in 2013. This was in 1998. And again, I mean, Ryan Levesque and Glenn Livingston started talking about it in 2007. But it's got to be the most underutilized way to boost conversion. And by the way, while this rate is young, nothing else matters. Because if you want traffic, unless you're a Saudi prince with an unlimited bank account, you better convert.
Right.
Yeah.
If you are an SEO who's busting your butt to get some keyword, if it doesn't convert, you're doing it for charity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're a social expert that doesn't convert posts into money, you're in a charity.
Yeah.
So I'm really
people buy from people, don't they? Yeah. People definitely. People buy from people. We tested that recently, myself and a couple of people, and we thought, do people buy into you as an individual and your story because they can relate to you, or do they buy into you because of the qualifications and what you can do for them? And initially, it's the first point. It's they don't really care about what you can do for them. They just care about you and how you can fix their pain. But they got to trust you first. And it was a really interesting exercise. It really sort of confirms what you just said. So I wish I'd met you a month ago. I didn't have to waste my time with that exercise. But there we are.
It's also interesting, Tom, on what you're saying, because a lot of times on the business side, people would create websites. They'll just build it for the business, put it up, and it's ticked. And then you ask them what's it for, and they have no idea what the actual benefit is.
Yeah.
They don't know why it's there. So guys, I'm very conscious of time.
I think we lost Tom. His connection.
We lost Tom. That's okay.
I just wanted to say one thing before we do a time check. The donation amount is up already by a few $100s from the last time.
Lovely.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
Really appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Great cause.
So Darren, if you want to call in, Darren Winters is next. Richie, I'm going to be rude and kick you and say thanks for calling in. Call in again in a bit.
That's all right. No problem, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Richie.
You can come back in again in a bit. No problem.
No, I've got to put the kids to bed, so I got to go.
Yeah, Richie has wee ones.
All right. Thank you very much. All the best.
Richie.
Thank you.
Great to meet you. Stay in touch.
Bye bye. Bye.
The Marketon is in aid of the Dylan Peters family. Dylan Peters has been battling brain cancer since he was 10 years old. He is now 22 years old and has been... The Marketon is in aid of the Dylan Peters family. Dylan Peters has been battling brain cancer since he was 10 years old. He is now 22 years old and has beaten it 4 times. This 5th time the tumour has taken over. Dylan is a kind-hearted man that would do anything for anyone. The Marketon is in aid of the Dylan Peters family. The Marketon is in aid of the Dylan Peters family. Dylan Peters has been battling brain cancer since he was 10 years old. He is now 22 years old and has beaten it 4 times. This 5th time the tumour has taken over. Dylan is a kind-hearted man that would do anything for anyone. He has been dealt a hard hand of life, but has always made the best of his situation and has always been so strong. His mother Kim has been by his side from the beginning and has recently taken leave from work to be with Dylan. Kim's absence from work has left a deficit in their financial situation, which is the last thing she needs to be worried about at this time. And that is why we would ask you to donate now by clicking on the video or going to gofundme.com/VTWWWYTG and give what you can. Every single penny, every dollar, every $10, every $100 really counts. Thank you for your help. I'm going to kick you, Brian, if you're all right. And we'll talk in a bit. Welcome back, Tom.
Hey.
Hey, Tom.
Nice little Filipino blackout. No.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep. So look at this, Tom. We've raised over $1,000 extra. I think Tom Cohn's trying to come in as well, but we're almost breaking $6,000 in total. I want to thank everyone. It means a lot to Dylan and the family. I just put 100 in myself, and I'll continue to donate as well. But thank you everyone. And the donate link, we'll just keep putting it here in the live chat. All right, let's see if we can get Tom Cohn in. Is he struggling, Tony?
He's struggling.
Okay. So, Tom, we lost you. You were gone for a week or so.
I just took a little vacation.
Yeah. But I really loved your story. Like, just so most folks out here probably aren't aware, but I've known Tom for some time now. And we chat a lot, via Skype and things like that. But Tom moved from the States to the Philippines. We talk business all the time, but Tom has been there since the start. And he was telling us earlier that he raised, he took a book, rewrote it, and sold it on ClickBank and amongst other his own merchant accounts and stuff like that, and generated over $60 million in revenue in 4 years' time, which is just, it's just amazing, because a lot of the folks that have come on new since 2009 when all the tools were available and, all the different marketing platforms and stuff, like Tom and I started marketing online before Google AdWords even existed. So that could tell you Facebook wasn't even a sparkle at that time. Right, Tom?
Yeah, it makes me think back to Overture.com.
Oh, yeah. How about GoTo.com before Overture?
Yeah, I wrote an article for one of those because they were the originator of the auction-driven ad platform.
Yeah, they were the first pay-per-click search engine that I recall.
Yep, and it's as nearly as I can tell, it's the closest thing to the perfect business model.
Yeah.
Now, there are examples of it not being perfect, but it's close.
Yeah, and I think we might crash Blab because we have 2 Toms on.
Tom
joined us. Tom, are you in England?
I am. Sat by the fireside. I was told it was a fireside chat.
You took it literally.
This is cool.
Hey, Tom. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hey, same, Tom.
Yep.
Jeremiah, you're going to do the interview because I'm going to plug in my coffee machine.
Okay. Priorities.
Yep.
Great.
Watch out,
Well,
plug in too much stuff, there might be a blackout.
Yeah, you could go missing yourself. Sparks. Yeah. Anyway, now we have we can keep an eye on Tony and make sure he's okay. But Tom, thanks for joining us for our fireside chat with your fireplace going to add to the atmosphere here. But so just everyone knows what we've done is we created a schedule, a loose schedule, but we have folks coming in to talk about all different kinds of topics. Like, you heard the investing, the Forex, the trading and stuff. Tom Bell, who seems to have dropped out again here, he is just one of the old school godfathers of internet marketing as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's been around for a very long time, done some amazing things. Like $60 million on ebook sales in 4 months is no joke. That's a lot. That's a lot of revenue. And then now Tom has come in from England to share with us. Tom, are you going to speak about recurring revenue? Was that the topic?
Sure. Recurring revenue, videos, all that.
Before Tom Cohen stops, because Tom is extremely modest, and he's from Yorkshire, which means that he's extremely modest. And Tom is one of the cleverest guys on the internet. I'm not envious of many people, but Tom and myself are old friends. I would ring Tom up on Skype, no answer, he's not on Skype. So I'd ring him on the phone and he said, "Oh no, we're just gone to Spain for a week, we'll be back in a week."
I'm out. This is not Match.com here.
No, but like, he has the ability to be able to just say, "Yeah, I'm taking a week up and gone." He has the internet lifestyle nailed.
That's what they promised me. That's what I was buying.
That's the book you bought, and that's the life you got.
Listen, everybody go over to GoFundMe.com/VTWWWITG. Click on the Donate Now button. Listen to this. Click on the Donate Now button. It'll take you to a page. It'll ask you for some details, and then it'll say, "Give this amount every month." Look at that. Everybody's doing subscriptions.
Yeah, I like it. Nice. That's a good side. And I have this one.
That's right.
That's from our friend Joel.
You can't come on this call unless you've got a music box. And I've got.
Yep. Hey guys, check it out. I'm going to share a picture.
Okay, let's get back to business before we lose everybody in the club. The whole thing we're going to do with this.
Absolutely, but listen, if you're not having a laugh, you're not making money, are you? Look at that, it's good stuff.
This is true.
Yeah.
So, okay, hit me with some questions. I could talk about video, I could talk about video marketing, I could talk about memberships and subscriptions and automated money. I think the biggest takeaway I would make sure everybody gets from this call is anybody that's been involved in sales, anybody that's growing a business, you get up on a Monday morning, the first of the month, and you go out there and you get as much business as you can. You work hard, you kiss a lot of frogs, you convert some of them, and you pay the bills. Then next month, you start over again. The wonderful thing about subscription businesses and membership businesses is that the money keeps rolling in. It's like a snowball, and it just keeps rolling in, and it can change your life.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. I have not experienced it in terms of product sales, like a digital product membership, but I've experienced it in terms of agency work. So having a retainer model running where clients pay you monthly an amount over and over and over again. And that simple model, you don't, in my experience anyway, you don't have to be this aggressive marketer grinding the gears all the time trying to put $1 in your pocket. It is, you do it right once and you keep servicing people well, and then you actually can have a business that produces for you over and over for years and years and years, right? At least in my experience.
Okay, so you're absolutely right. And it also, you can see why Microsoft are changing their model. So if you remember, if some of these old guys like Tom and me, Will and you, Tony, don't want you to miss out.
There's so many root signs I want to do, Tom.
every year or every 18 months or so, they had to come out with a new version of Windows. And every year, those of us that had got a new computer had to get the new version. And things like Microsoft Word, I mean, there just was inventing things to make it interesting. I mean, do you remember the older days when they put like the flight simulator inside as an Easter egg inside Excel, or the other one? It was like there were just so many people working so many hours that they had to get the next version out, and it was just a great machine that had to be run. I run EasyS3 as a software as a service. People pay me $20, and we just can continually improve it each and every month as business kind of rolls forward in its own right. So we're always making it better. We're always doing things behind the scenes, but nobody's really getting any big, huge amount of annual revenue. So the subscription model is perfect for software. It's also very good for, you talk about there's not many digital products. I would turn around and invert that and say, look at the opportunity to add recurring revenue in your business. And if you think about it, I'm absolutely certain there'll be a way. Usually you sit down with some people and there's usually always a way to think about how to add it as complementary as a service element, and it's only a small amount per month. But if you have your customers just paying you $1 a month, that will grow, that will snowball, and it will at the very least keep you in touch with your customers, because it's customers staying in touch now, not prospects. And they're going to read your emails because they're paying for them.
Beautiful. That's a huge tip in my experience. Like, just so folks know who don't know me here, obviously we're doing this donation to help my cousin Dylan, and we have the GoFundMe page here, so please go donate. But I sell business to business, and a lot of it is complex sales, very high ticket sales into corporations. So CEOs, CTOs, CIOs, all those C-level suite people. And a lot of times what companies are doing is you're always looking for that next customer. And what you just said it could completely transform a lot of businesses if people would focus more energy on how can I add that repeat membership customer base to take my existing customers, instead of only selling them, one thing once a year. I want to get even a small membership model in there. And then what that does is, I think if I heard you correctly, most people are trying to market to a list that's not a customer, right? They're always emailing out to people, but these are customers. Even if they're paying you $1 a year, they're going to listen to you more, and they're going to be a lot better than just a cold list.
Okay, so in your particular, it's important to look at each business setup in its own right, and there are different ways to look at the different models. But in your particular situation, maybe some of your customers would want you to provide an exclusive service, and you're not interested to offer that because you don't have the model in place.
Right.
So you're not really meeting halfway.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that would contain, but it wouldn't take long to sort of sit down and talk to your existing customers and sort of say, well, look, we're thinking of introducing these new services. We'll give you advance notice when there's a certain type of cyber script going around. We can give you some kind of inner circle thing.
Yeah, we've actually
self-funding, and the relationship is stronger, and it keeps your competition out.
Yep.
You were going to say something?
Yeah, I'd like to use this as a perfect opportunity, Tom, to twist Jeremiah's arm on a private matter. Jeremiah, I'm going to be careful because I don't want to talk about your business, but any business that serves a particular kind of prospect, and it's fair to say that at least one of your businesses, Jeremiah, requires a certain caliber of customer. Yeah. So I believe, like, I'm kind of a Pareto 80-20 fanatic. It's an obsession. Yeah. And not only can you optimize for the top 20% of the market where you want to get your sales, there's a lot of value in protecting yourself from the bottom 20% of your market. Like, these people will harm you. These are your refunds, your chargebacks, and the people that waste a lot of time. Now, I don't want to color these folks in a bad way. They just don't require the big money program. So I think that continuity, even for a high-end B2B pitch, continuity is a great way to serve the people who aren't quite ready. They're getting digital content. They're not taxing your actual high-end service staff. and when they grow, they'll be committed customers. So I look at continuity, Tom and Jeremiah, as a great way to serve the people who might not be right for the high-end programs, but keep them in the tent and make money, while you're at it. So I just thought I'd throw that in.
Yeah, it's also a great defense mechanism, I think, if I'm hearing correctly.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I just want to do a small bit of housekeeping, guys, for 2 seconds. Yeah. Just to say to all the speakers that are sitting there, we're running about 15 minutes behind. So we're not doing too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Service interruption over.
So, yeah, keep going.
So, what else would you like me to answer? While you've got the two Toms on.
Okay, so why don't we have the two of you? We're kind of asking this question of everybody, because what we plan to do here is make a book, a video sequence, and then use that as part of the fundraiser as well for Dylan. So the 3 tips to create a recurring business. We've beaten 6,000. Excellent. So Tom Cohen, 3 tips to create a recurring business. And then Tom Bell, 3 tips to the coffee that would crush it.
Okay, so I think once you understand lifetime customer value, you would be looking for a way to bring continuity into your business. So the big brands spend an awful lot of money making sure you buy their particular brand, but we're only a small player, so we have to use our money more effectively. And having continuity, even understanding the lifetime customer value, will change your business approach. It makes you run a more ethical business, and it means oftentimes you can spend more on marketing than your competitors can. Because you understand the model of lifetime customer value. So whether that's for me to get into or for somebody else to get into, that's okay. So what would the 3 tips be to get into a membership or a subscription business? First of all, to know it's possible. Second of all, to know there are tools out there to make it easy. There are lots of different software resources that can make it very possible. The third of all, to know that you're going to be.
Let's be fair, since that's what you know recently have, and you won't promote yourself, but I do it for you.
So it's not my way. It's not my way. So people find us, they buy our thing, and it's very nice, and I'm always very appreciative. I have a slightly weird approach to this internet marketing industry. So I've always been lucky on the market and sell myself. I've always been really 110% on helping people become customers. I look after customers because they pay my bills. I don't look after prospects because, like you said earlier, Tom, sometimes prospects can be a big drain. It's just been my business life, and I've found it's given me a good quality of life. So you have to bear with me for that. So there are good tools out there that you can use. And then third of all, if you understand that you're going to stay in business with people for a long time, then understand that you can develop relationships, build friendships, and ultimately, good karma. It will all come back. And the quality of lifestyle I've got now is nothing like they promised me when I left school. When I left school, there wasn't jobs like this. The world didn't exist like this. I couldn't sit in front of my fire and talk to people on the other side of the planet. Yeah, it wasn't available. They wanted me to join the army, and it's just so fantastic where we are. So
I mean, that's
having some. I'm getting my bit, and I do that by delivering a good service to the people who pay my bills. My focus is always on the people who pay my bills, and sometimes I'm a bit unkind, if you like, to people who don't pay my bills. So that's my 3 tips. They're hidden in there if you heard them.
Sorry, I had to go do a little job. So Thomas Bell?
So, man, there's just 3. That's going to be hard. I think.
Yeah, we're a tough crowd.
I think the biggest one is serve them where they stand. It's never about your solution. It's about their problem. And if you try to shoehorn, what you think is great, into their wallets, it never works. So learn your customer. If you want to own great copy, there's a few ways to get to it. But any of those paths include knowing what makes the people hurt, knowing what makes them afraid, knowing what the problem is. And then, if possible, communicating that answer in all the different ways that people listen. If you're selling to a 21-year-old Gen Z female, it's a different pitch than a 50-year-old baby boomer, 60. It's different. So the market's moving to what I call adaptive funnels and adaptive copy that build a bubble around the prospect and sell directly to them.
I love that concept. I know we've talked about it a ton, but that's smart stuff right there. I mean, being able to give people what they want when they want it and customize the message to them as they react and move through the process.
Sure.
It's no more of like, oh, I hope this thing works. Like I wrote it and I think they're going to want it. It moves with them based on their interaction, right?
Sure. And it's the distance between a bullhorn and a conversation. Conversations sell a lot better than a bullhorn. So that's tip one. Tip two would be polish. How does Covey say it? He says, sharpen the saw. Learn the skills. And it's not copy courses, because I don't recall ever having read a copy course.
Wow.
It's learning about people, learning what makes people tick, maybe learning some NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and just making a study of people. And if you're unclear, ask. Yeah. Like, why did you do that? Why did you think that? I mean,
I can add to that. In my experience, it's not obviously the only way to do it, but I had a corporate job 10 years back, 11 years back now. And it was my first real sales job. Mm-hmm. And you know how I learned how to sell? There was no training, really. There was no guide. It was, here, we're going to put you on the phone with this humongous company, and we want you to sell them this thing. So I literally did what you said, and I just said, well, I don't really have, I was nervous, sweating like crazy, but I just asked them what they were doing, what was not working well. Tell me about your problems. Tell me what is working, what's not working. And eventually they opened up and they just told me everything. And then when I got their feedback, I told them how we could potentially solve that problem. They asked for a proposal. We took it away for 2 weeks, brought back the proposal to give them the solution that they told us they wanted. And to me, that was the quickest and best experience I've had in selling. It wasn't from a course or anything like that. It was literally like getting pushed into it. And that process allowed me to sell into 60 companies in my first 8 months, on that job. But to your point, here comes Charlie. To your point, that taught me some of the best. It was the best education ever on selling. Was just getting in the fire and listening.
We're on a clock and we're running behind. So, guys, thank you.
One more point. The last point is the shameless plug in disguise, but it really is a piece of advice in any matter in your business. The worst statement in all of business is, if it's going to get done right, it's going to be because I did it myself. Yeah, you're damn lucky if you're really good at like one or two things. So copy's going to come, because if you don't think you're good at copy, hire a professional.
Right.
Here's my email, inspectorprofit@gmail.com. But
put it in the box.
Put it in the box. Put it in the box.
But seriously, if you're being held back in your business, don't be afraid to spend money on experts.
Yeah, reach out to Tom. Again, he sold $60 million in 4 years, so he knows a little bit about.
Put your email in the chat on the site so everybody can get it. And Tom Cohen, you do the same for MemberGate.
MemberGate. Yeah, Tom hasn't even told us what he does yet.
He's not going to have time. He's gone.
I'm learning. I get a good copywriter to do it for me.
A little bit of everything. Develop offers, run companies, write copy. Whatever you need, I'll do it.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom. Tom's.
All right.
2 Toms.
Bye, guys.
I'm going to give
Really
up the
appreciate
floor.
you coming on.
All right.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Talk to you guys.